This week on the Poke Report, we're going to take a deeper dive into some OSU athletics that have had quite the success so far this year.
Coming off a bye week and a hot start to the season, the Oklahoma State Cowboy football team is traveling down to Austin this Saturday to play the Texas Longhorns.
All that and more on the Poke Report. And I'm Dallas Haggerty.
And I'm Asa Lucas.
The Cowboys have been quite impressive so far this year. Garvey Lindquist has the story on how the Cowboys remained undefeated.
The Oklahoma State Cowboys are now 5-0 and ranked number 12 in the nation. Just in case you forgot how they got to this point, here is a recap of the Cowboys football season so far. Week 1 saw Shane Illingworth at quarterback while Spencer Sanders was sidelined with an injury. The Cowboys scored all but 3 points in the first half, including this touchdown pass to Tay Martin. The defense came through to keep the Cowboys on top and win the game 23-16. The defense will be a major factor when recapping going forward. Week 2, the Cowboys took on Tulsa, and this was a defensive battle until the fourth quarter when the Cowboys scored 28 points. Of those 28 points, L.D. Brown's 98-yard kick return touchdown was one of the most monumental. The Cowboys would go on to win 28-23.
Offensively, we're very average right now, and special teams is a big lift for us. So, we won a game playing really good defense and playing good special teams.
Defense and special teams continue to tell the Cowboys story, as in Week 3 the Cowboys would sneak out with a 21-20 win after a blocked field goal. Week 4 the Cowboys would see their toughest game yet. At the time, Kansas State was ranked 25th, but without their starting quarterback. Tay Martin would score a touchdown after missing the week prior against Boise State. Martin was glad to be back.
Out there with my teammates, because I know we work hard day in and day out at practice, so just being out there trying to win a game with them was the best part, honestly. Just playing for my brothers.
The Cowboys' defense would continue to play well and help aid them to a 31-20 win. Week 5, the Cowboys took on the Baylor Bears. Another great outing for the Cowboys defense, but the star of this game is Jaylen Warren, who rushed for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. One being on 4th down in the fourth quarter to ice the game for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are now 5-0 and ranked 12th in the nation. They take on 25th ranked Texas at Texas Memorial Stadium this Saturday at 11 in the morning Central Time.
Thank you, Garvey, for the deeper dive into the hot start for the Cowboys. From a Cowboy to a Piston, Cade Cunningham is a very popular name here on the OSU campus.
After bidding farewell to the #1 player in college basketball, the Cowboys are looking to rebuild, to get back to the Big 12 championship and to get to the Final Four.
I want to show you something. This is the money we could save by switching from fresh packed California crushed tomatoes to concentrated tomato paste.
I want to show you something too. I got a new door. Go take a look at it.
Nobody uses better ingredients than Little Caesars, like fresh packed California crushed tomatoes. Pick up a large, deep dish for just $8.
Pizza.
Introducing Lincoln Black Label at Diffie Ford Lincoln. Designed to impress those with impeccable taste, Lincoln Black Label features a collection of interior themes and a host of exclusive membership privileges, inspired by attention to detail and a love of automobiles. With Lincoln Black Label, you'll enjoy an extended premium maintenance plan that covers wear items or even remote vehicle delivery. Lincoln Black Label isn't about luxury ownership, it's about membership. Lincoln Black Label, exclusively at Diffie Ford Lincoln.
At ASAP Energy, our goal is to provide the best customer service for whatever our clients need.
My relationship with ASAP Energy came about in 2007. I was wanting to build a convenience store. I didn't know how to do it. I'd never been in the business. I just felt comfortable with Rick. And so I knew that I wanted to do business with a guy like that. Integrity, loyalty, and family. I would recommend that to anybody. Thanks for taking a chance on me.
At ASAP Energy, everything matters.
Where were you born? It's a question asked all the time. Because where you're from shapes who you are, inspires how you do things. And when that inspiration comes from a place this refreshing, this majestic, this, well, you get the idea. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
Here's Will Harbison on how head coach Mike Boynton and the Pokes plan to pick up right where they left off.
In athletics' busiest time of the year, why not add another championship contending sport to the viewing agenda of OSU fans across the state? The 2021-2022 basketball team is using tools such as the transfer portal to gear up to make a conference run and national run in the upcoming season. Coming off Big 12 championship contention and a second-round appearance in the 2021 March Madness tournament, there's much momentum to feed off of as a Cowboy basketball fan. Although the program has lost its top-producing player to the NBA draft this last season, Mike Boynton and company have reloaded with top-of-the-country talent. Schools need to weigh the pros and cons of utilizing a tool like the transfer portal in today's age.
Obviously, the pro is that you can find a more mature, more experienced basketball player to put maybe in your specific need at that time. But at the same time, the con is that most programs have and always will be built and made, and the foundation is made by four-year players. So
adding weapons like Musa Cisse out of Memphis or Bryce Thompson out of Kansas will allow the Cowboys to pick up right where they left off last season. On top of the 2 5-star recruits, Boynton has also brought in talented 4-stars in Woody Newton and Tyreek Smith. The question is, who's going to pick up where the number 1 player in the draft left off last season? Many believe it may be more than just one contributor.
I could sit here and give you 17 names, and that's likely the truth. 17 names, that's what we have on our squad this year. So not to bore you with all the names, I think we have newcomers and we have the older guys that are coming back. It should be a fun year for the Cowboys.
The transfer portal is a vital tool in today's basketball because it allows college athletes to freely move among programs and be able to find the best teammates, the best coaches that fit their assets. Mike Boynton and company has used this tool to its maximum potential this past offseason as they are looking to bring a much sought-after Big 12 championship to Stillwater, Oklahoma. For the Poke Report, I'm Will Harbison.
We look forward to seeing what Cowboy basketball can accomplish this go-around. Back to Cade Cunningham. What a huge name here on the OSU campus. What is a big memory that comes to mind when you think of Cade?
I think about how the Texas Longhorns cheated their way into that Big 12 championship game last year in the tournament.
Yep.
And how Cade Cunningham, he just came out and he was tenacious, he was fast, he was agile. It was fun to watch him play. He put up a heck of a game, a lot of heart.
I immediately think of us going down to Norman, playing OU, his 40-point night. He was just dropping dimes, making buckets. The guy was all over the place, and he really proved what he could do at the next level.
Sooner tears are a nice currency if you want to be an Oklahoma State legend.
Absolutely.
Hi, it's Sam at Louis Grill and Bar, here to introduce our new menu items from south of the border. Come try our new poblano chicken tacos, or the ever-popular sriracha shrimp tacos. At Louis, where you come for the food, but stay for the fun.
It's hard to imagine my life before her, or a day without her. So much of what I take for granted simply wouldn't exist. She is the force that holds our life together. She is my everything, the center of my universe, from Forevermark. The diamond, the promise. Available at Lewis Jewelers.
I'm Randy Heights with 1077 The Franchise, and let me tell you about the HCG diet from New Leaf Wellness and what it's meant to me. Over the last year, I've dropped 90 pounds, and this has been a lifesaver, guys. I'm in a wheelchair, so I can't always get to the gym, and what's been incredible about this diet? When I can't work out, I still lose the weight. 90 pounds in a year is a lot for anyone, but for me, it's been a miracle. Why don't you give New Leaf Wellness Centers a call and see if they can't help you with a free consultation, or go online at newleafcenters.com.
Cowboy basketball is one of the more popular sports here on campus.
Other sports get overshadowed by their star power, like Oklahoma State's men's basketball with Cade Cunningham. However, Alyssa Sanchez has a fascinating story about the second-ranked equestrian team here on campus.
The Oklahoma State equestrian team has 4 different disciplines that the girls compete in: reining, horsemanship, fences, and flat. The National Collegiate Equestrian Association tests 5 riders from each team in head-to-head competitions. 5 horses are selected for each event, and each rider is paired with one of the 5 horses in a random draw before the competition. She is able to watch the horse warm up, receives 4 minutes to practice on her assigned mount before competing.
So during the 4 minutes when I'm on the horse, I kind of just test out the limits of the horse. So you'll like go forward and then get them to come back, see how adjustable they are, and you choose your 4 jumps, whichever jumps you feel in the course are like the most challenging parts of the course, and then you'll jump those and just kind of feel out the horse.
When Oklahoma State is away for their meet, not only do they watch the other team warm up with the horses right before they compete, but they also study the horses in advance to prepare themselves for the competition.
I just like to watch some videos of the horses that are going to be in the meet, so we don't exactly know which horses, but like the horses they've used in the past. So I like to look at videos of that type of stuff.
During the competition, the girls are judged on consistency, smoothness, position, and overall the completion of the event. In fences and flat, the girls are scored on a perfect scale of 100, and in reining and horsemanship, they start off with a base score of 70. Sydney Ziegler talks about how she stays focused during a competition.
When I compete, I kind of have a saying, it's like you, the horse, the course, and it kind of just brings everything like into one. So it's just kind of like my key word, and it's like go forward, like focus on just like really confident body language and everything.
Oklahoma State defeated Baylor 10-9 in the opening meet of the season for OSU. The Cowgirls will be back in action October 15th in Stillwater when they face the number 1 team, Auburn. From the Poke Report, I'm Alyssa Sanchez.
Thanks, Alyssa, for the fascinating package. All righty, Dallas, we are the number 2 equestrian team in the nation going on to play Auburn tomorrow, which are number 1 in the nation. So we've got a battle of the giants in the equestrian world. It's going to be exciting, and I hope to see you there.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it.
Alrighty, and now Kylie Austin is going to tell us what it's like to be number 1 in the nation. Kylie, take it away.
Being ranked number 1 in the country isn't a ranking, it's a mentality. Behind the ranking is a team ready to show why they've earned that rank. Women's golf is now ranked number 1 in the country since finishing first in their first 2 tournaments of the season. The Cowgirls were 36 under par at the Sam Golden Invitational, and 4 of the top 10 finishers at their most recent finishers were Cowgirls.
It's great to see the way they started out, show that we have a lot of promise. It's just now to keep that momentum going and continue to work hard. That's really kind of the focus at this point.
The powerful lead is an exciting way to start the season, but being number 1 in the country goes beyond the course.
We have a lot of depth on the team, and so we can only take 5 at each tournament. And so trying to pick the 5 has really been the toughest thing from a coach's standpoint. It's a good problem to have, but at the same time, I mean, we have that many good players on the team. It's trying to figure out who those top 5 are. And
challenges faced by the team aren't necessarily what you'd expect them to be out here on the green.
We're always striving to be the best. That's always one of our goals, to be the best team on the country. But the question is how far you're going to get it. Like, how far are you going to keep that ranking? And rankings are, we always say that it doesn't really matter. What matters is how we play, how we practice, how we work out, how we do schoolwork. That's what matters, the hard work we put out there.
Issa and Coach Robertson both say that off the course, the bonding and support of the team has been crucial to their success. Being number 1 in the country is no small feat, but as the season progresses, regardless of the team's rank, Cowgirl golf will show their strength on and off the course. The Cowgirls compete next at the Jim West Challenge this weekend. For the Poke Report, I'm Kylie Austin.
Thanks, Kylie. The only thing I feel number 1 in is ordering canes on the weekends at 1 a.m.
We're now going to head over to our Big 12 analyst Brock Baldridge, who has updates on the division thus far, and we're going to take a look at the Big 12 rankings.
Hello everybody, I'm Brock Baldridge, here to provide you the Big 12 update. We are in the middle of the football season as the Big 12 Conference is starting to heat up. This is the first time of the season where we start to notice which teams are contenders or pretenders. Both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are 2 of 13 teams in all of college football to start the season undefeated. Are teams like Texas or Texas Tech a threat to make it to the Big 12 championship game, or will both the Oklahoma schools have a date in Jerry World in early December? Only time will tell in the next few weeks, but let's get to some highlights from this past weekend. We head to the Texas State Fair. It's the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, hosting the Red River rivalry between the Longhorns and the Sooners. First play from scrimmage. Texas quarterback Casey Thompson throws a simple screen pass to Xavier Worthy, and he breaks 2 tackles. He is off for the races. It was an 11 a.m. kickoff, but looks like Worthy set his alarm early. Nobody will catch him. Longhorns get a quick 7-0 lead right out of the gate. Only a few short minutes later, it's 2nd and goal. Bijan Robinson takes the halfback sweep into the end zone. It's 14-0 Texas. We haven't even made it to the 2-minute mark yet. Sooners looking like they just rolled out of bed. But Oklahoma will respond in their next possession. Spencer Rattler with the fake handoff, diving into the end zone to get the Sooners on the board. OU now only trails by a touchdown. A turnover and another Texas touchdown makes it 21-7 Texas. To the late first quarter, we have lots of things going on. Man in motion, fake handoff, pulling guards. Thompson sends one deep airborne down the field and falls right into the hands of Joshua Moore, who says howdy folks to the Oklahoma fans, just as Big Tex does outside the stadium. All of a sudden, Texas has a 28-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. Oklahoma head coach Lincoln Riley is looking for a spark and puts in the freshman Caleb Williams. It's 4th and very short. Blitz is coming. Williams weaving through traffic. He only runs 5 yards downfield till he realizes all 11 Texas defenders are behind him, and he's going to take this one all the way as he dives over the pylon. What a way to start your college career. Sooners cut the lead in half. They still trail 28-14. To the mid-second quarter, Bijan Robinson again looking very Heisman-esque as he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously, making defenders miss like it's a video game. This play consisted of juke moves, stiff arms, and just flat-out speed, except he could not score. So now it's 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. Thompson finds his tight end, Jared Wiley. It's now 35-17 Longhorns. Both Oklahoma and Texas would both add field goals to end the first half. On to the second half. Texas fans wondering, could they really be back this time with an 18-point lead at half? Late in the third quarter, we have a fumble. No, we don't. Caleb Williams picks it up as he improvises and somehow finds Marvin Mims wide open in the back of the end zone. Very Houdini-like. It's now only a 2-possession game with Texas still leading 41-30. Middle of the fourth quarter, after a long pass play sets up another Sooners field goal. It's a 1-possession game with Texas leading 41-33. Williams and the Sooners may be going to the SEC, but they're playing like a Big 12 offense still. Williams throws it up for grabs, and Mims makes the catch of the year in college football and scores. Sooners then succeed on the 2-point conversion, and we have a tied ball game at 41 apiece. A Texas turnover gives the Sooners the ball inside the red zone with a chance to take the lead. Kennedy Brooks is in the Wildcat formation. He takes the snap and basically goes into the end zone untouched to give Oklahoma the 48-41 lead. The eyes of Texas looking confused after that play. Next possession, Texas still trying to put up a fight as Thompson delivers a dart to Xavier Worthy. Later in the drive, with a minute and change left, Thompson has great protection. Throws the pass up to Worthy again as he snatches it out of the air to tie the game up at 48-48. The game was executed perfectly, except there was way too much time left on the clock. Next Sooners possession. OU is in field goal range, just trying to get better position for the kicker. Kennedy Brooks says, no, we are ending this right here, right now. That would put the nail in the coffin. Everyone was going crazy, an absolute gut punch to Texas fans, and OU makes the marvelous comeback to win a barn burner game by a final score of 55-48. Oklahoma wins their 3rd conference game of the season and moves to 6-0 overall to keep the undefeated season alive. The crushing loss for the Texas Longhorns moves Texas to 4-2 overall in the season and 2-1 in conference play. Next week, the Sooners host TCU and the Longhorns host Oklahoma State. Let's quickly go over some other final scores in the Big 12. Since 4 teams had a bye, we only had 3 games. Baylor blows out West Virginia at home, winning 45-20. Tough loss for the Mountaineers. TCU goes out to West Texas to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders, winning the game by a final score of 52-31. The middle of the pack in the Big 12 is starting to even out. Let's take a look at the current Big 12 standings. The Oklahoma Sooners lead the way, going 3-0 in conference play. Right behind them in second place is the Oklahoma State Cowboys, who are 5-0 overall and 2-0 in conference play. Then in third place is Baylor. Texas falls to fourth after their Red River loss. Many people didn't see this coming, but Iowa State is currently tied for fifth with TCU. After Texas Tech's rough loss at home, it puts the Red Raiders in seventh. Kansas State is in eighth place, looking for their first conference win of the year. And at the moment, the Kansas Jayhawks are not in dead last for once. They are in ninth place after taking a bye week last week. Then the West Virginia Mountaineers are in last place after losing their first three conference games of the season. A tough way to start for the Country Roads. Let's go over some key Big 12 matchups for this upcoming weekend. We have a full slate of games this Saturday, with West Virginia being the only exception not playing. They are taking a bye week, which is very much needed for them. Big game in Austin on early national television as the Oklahoma State Cowboys hit the road to take on the Texas Longhorns for the 11 a.m. kickoff. A win for the Cowboys would be the first time in school history that OSU beats three straight ranked opponents. We have a future Big 12 conference game going on in Waco as the Baylor Bears host the 19th ranked BYU Cougars with a 2:30 kickoff time. Then we have the Texas Tech Red Raiders heading up to the Sunflower State to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. TCU will take the 3-hour I-35 trip north to Norman to take on the Oklahoma Sooners on prime time, with kickoff there set to start at 6:30. Then in the Flint Hills of Kansas, we have the Farmageddon rivalry between Kansas State and Iowa State, a crucial game for both of those teams. That's all the time we have for the Big 12 updates. Be sure to tune in next week. Now back over to Dallas and Asa.
The deli department at Homeland is Oklahoma's headquarters for party trays. Enjoy the time with family and friends at your next event, and let your neighborhood Homeland create the perfect fruit, deli, or cheese tray for you. The party planners at Homeland will help you choose the perfect party food, sized just right for your guests. Call us, stop in, or order online, and we'll make it ready for pickup on your schedule. Make your next party special with a party tray from your neighborhood Homeland.
Good to be home, Homeland.
Love these things. Hilarious.
Sorry, force of habit. As long as you are you, it's Miller time.
We move on to Cowgirls soccer, where the team took on two Texas teams this past weekend. They took on TCU and Texas Tech. Phoenix Plum has the story.
After a no-contest game against Iowa State, Cowgirls soccer traveled to Texas to go against the Red Raiders and the Horned Frogs. Cowgirls returned to Stillwater with a tie with Tech and a loss towards TCU. Playing in Lubbock, Texas last Thursday, the Cowgirls scored 8 minutes in the first half with Cowgirl Gabriella Coleman. With a pass from Olivia Dow, Coleman took a shot on Tech's defender in the box and made a powerful goal into the right post. In the same half, the Red Raiders tied the game with Kirsten Davis with a 20-yard strike with only 9 minutes left. The match went into double overtime, and this was the time for either team to make a comeback. Both Coleman and Dow had attempted shots that would have put the Pokes in the lead. The Pokes were outshot by Tech 12-13. 6 of those shots were on goal. With Evie Vitale as goalkeeper, she saved 6 of Tech's shots that kept the Raiders from advancing, ending the match 2-2. Sunday's game against 13th ranked TCU in Fort Worth, Texas, Cowgirls were shut out 3-0. Vitaly saves were needed against the Horned Frogs in this game, because TCU scored with Gracie Bryan in the first 18 minutes of the match. Offense for the Cowgirls had 8 shots, and Olivia Dow attempted a shot to bring the match to a tie in the first half. Messiah Bright put the Horned Frogs ahead 18 minutes into the second half, 2-0. In the last 10 minutes of the match, TCU had a penalty kick, which Vitaly saved, but Grace Collins recovered the missed PK, giving the Horned Frogs their 11th win of the season. Cowgirls fell to 6-5-2 overall this past weekend and will be back in action against Kansas State at Neil Patterson Stadium. For the Poke Report, I'm Phoenix Plum.
Thank you, Phoenix, for the story. Those are some interesting stories that we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on in the next couple of weeks.
That's a wrap here on the Poke Report. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good luck to all of our OSU athletic teams, and go Pokes.